We're here with offensive guards Valentino Daltoso and Mike Saffell. How are you guys doing?
Good. Pretty good. Another day in paradise, so it's awesome.
Yeah, I have to agree. Memorial Stadium has to be one of the best venues in the whole country.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So you guys are making some waves on the offensive line. It looks like the line's coming together really well, and you're all back together, all five, which is a really rare thing. Can you talk about the dynamics of how that affects your communication and just the way you play together and how effective you are?
Yeah, it's awesome having all five back, and even some of the other guys. 6 or 7 back, really. A lot of people have been playing together and stuff, and I think it's really helped us gel and just be able to work together on a lot of things that maybe last year we didn't pick up as fast on.
Right, and especially moving into game week and just things being accelerated and being able to play fast, it just helps you to advance the offense and implement a lot more, before game week comes. So you're not scrambling for anything, and the camaraderie of this group is, like nothing I've ever seen before. It's a group that I've never been part of before. So it's a really exciting time, in Cal line.
So you guys had 2 experienced linemen back last year, and they're back again this year with Addison and with Patrick. Can you talk about the role that they played in kind of breaking you guys in? The system was new to them last year too, but obviously having the game experience is a whole different level too.
Right. So Val came from Coach Wood's system, so he was kind of breaking me in as well, helping me out before, even though coming in as a new guy. But just having 2 experienced guys like Addie and Patrick who are so willing to help and so willing to make this a great offensive line and help the young guys, not shut them out, but realize that we have to bring them along as well as the older guys. It was just such a blessing as a true freshman to come in. When you're a little nervous to play, or you're a little nervous to step out on the field for the first time. As an 18-year-old, you have some grown men out there that are really excited for you and just really help you out. It takes all any nervous energy or any anxiety, so it's really a blessing to have guys like that.
Yeah, I think they're definitely a lot more vocal this year as well. I know, they've been through it, a lot more than anyone else in our position group, so they just, their calm presence out there a lot of times. Probably Pat more than Natty, but it's nice to have them out there. They know what they're doing. They've been around it,
So the offensive line group is known as one of the more cerebral groups every year. Would you agree with that?
100%. I think we like to use that against the D-line a lot, make a lot of, intelligence jokes. So we take a lot of pride in that, and, hopefully the grades this semester show it. So we're trying. So
describe each other's games. How would you describe Val? How would you describe Mike?
Yeah, so I think Val's an incredibly intelligent player. Kind of one of the things that I admire about him is for just being able to key alignments and key backer alignments and things like that, and be able to play fast within that, I think is awesome. Pass protection, I think he's one of the best, especially in the Pac-12. Just as a guard, rarely loses, so that's something I really respect. Always plays with a great base, and can drive guys off the ball, which is what you need at a guard position.
Thanks, Mike. Yeah. Mike's awesome. Really, really aggressive. Always flying off the ball. Wanting to rock somebody. Kind of get that pop and stuff. It really sets the tone, I think, for kind of the group as a whole. A lot of the times, just really we're gonna run it straight down your throats, and Mike's definitely leading the pack there a lot of times, and just kind of the willingness to work on technique and stuff. He's really technical. A lot of times, he doesn't have the length on some guys, but he's very technical and pass pro and stuff, and is really, really solid all the way around.
What are some of the things you like best about being a lineman? When things are just working well.
I think the best thing about alignment is, I think when all 5 are firing on all cylinders, it's kind of unstoppable. At O-line, I think more than any other group can take over a game very easily, and we kind of set the tide of the game. And also, I really enjoy the cerebral part of it, like you were talking about, being able to bounce questions off guys. Me and Val, after every play, almost every series, we're talking about, kind of alignments and things we saw out there, and, after practice, talking about technique, and, we watch film as a group every day, so that's been really helpful to advance us as a group, and, just having 5 guys that you can bounce questions off, and, we're all in the same mindset, same goals, so it's really fun.
I guess kind of going off what he said, when everyone's clicking and stuff and you got a defense on their heels, you're running the next play before you get able to set up, and you're just running it. mean, it's a pretty good feeling.
When they're breathing deep,
Yeah,
and you know you got them where you want them.
Absolutely.
So describe Coach Greatwood as a coach. I mean, he had 10 straight years where he had the #1 rushing offense in the league.
Right.
You just don't see things like that, and it's not by accident.
Well, I think he's been around a little longer, so you can go first.
I mean, the attention to detail is it's there. I mean, I never get excited. I never get too excited after I think I have a good practice or good game. You know, because it's always, you know, we break down every single play. You know, it's your technique every single play. It's, you know, did you step there? You know, did you have the correct footwork? Like, you can kind of make the block, but you know, he wants you to make it the right way every time, you know, so you can build habits and stuff. So I'd say I think that's the biggest thing, just like the attention to detail, and what he expects out of us as a position group. You know, like we can't have off days, and he will just do that.
And I think the great thing about Coach Wood is, you know, as much technique and things like that you can coach, sometimes you just got to get after him. Sometimes you just got to get after defense, and you know he really respects that, and just respects the effort it takes and the aggressiveness it takes to play O-line, and to go off that, you know, as well as playing within ourselves. So, you know, as aggressive as the game gets, or as heated as the game gets, we're still playing intelligent. We're still key in our alignments, you know, knowing the calls, playing as a unit, and never getting in over our heads.
Who are some of the guys on defense that you're seeing that are giving the offense a little bit of trouble where you got to really have your A game on to face them?
Yeah, I think especially in the run game, Luke Beckett, you know, we've had some good battles this fall camp, especially, you know, because we're two aggressive players who really find a love for the run game, and, you know, that's kind of where we're trying to set the tone. You know, it's been a fun fall camp. I think the offensive line and defensive line really respect each other. As chippy as it's gotten and as frustrated as we've gotten with each other, you know, we're really excited to see those guys perform. You know, Tevin Paul has had a great camp. Zionde coming back. You know, those guys, you know, just speaking to the guys inside, obviously, you know, Weaver and JK playing linebackers, flying around. They're doing a great job, and as frustrated as we are with them, and as, you know, as frustrated as we get after, you know, 18 practices now, I think it is, so excited to see that defense fly around and make some plays, because they're a tough defense to crack, and, you know, we've had our hands full all camp.
Have you noticed the impact that the depth that they're building on that side of the ball is having on them, keeping guys fresh?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like they go more than just 3 guys up front, and, you know, that are able to be effective and stuff, you know, and they have so many different packages and stuff that they do. You know, they got different guys that, you know, they're good at specific things, you know, so it's really hard to like be, you know, to key in on what they're doing all the time, and I think that really helps them out. I think it's going to confuse a lot of teams this year.
There seems to be a quiet confidence growing amongst the guys that this is going to be kind of a special team, definitely a bowl team, and a successful season. Is that kind of your sense?
I think we've kind of known it, especially since the loss after, you know, UCLA. Just realizing the guys that we had coming back, the core unit that we had, especially on the O-line. But, you know, several other position groups have a ton of experienced leaders. So I think we were really excited for that, just personnel-wise. But, you know, we really set the tone in winter workouts and coming into spring. You know, this second spring was so much more fun because the offense was already implemented, the defense was already implemented, so it was kind of just reviewing everything and being able to play fast and, you know, kind of hone in on technique. So, you know, all that combined, and just the mindset and the culture that, you know, Coach Wilcox and Coach Becton are establishing here, just having guys like that to fit into those roles and fit into that culture, you know, it makes for a special time in Cal football, for sure.
All right, well, appreciate you guys taking the time to talk, and good luck this season.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Go Bears.